Hello and welcome to Destiny Digits. This is going to be an expression number 7 reading. So your expression number talks about the potential that you have in this life. Many of us are familiar with our life path, and that tells us the opportunity that we have based on a set of traits that we are born with. So just like in astrology, you may follow and track your sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node. In numerology, you have a core chart that consists of 4 numbers: your life path, your expression, your soul urge, and your birthday. And so I will be posting readings using the numbers in your core chart. And in order to find what those numbers are, you can use the links in the description box, and that way you can continue to come back and to find the videos that correlate to the energies that you possess. So let's just talk about what it means to be a 7. So the energies of 7s, these are people that are very introspective. They typically go within in order to analyze. Analysis is kind of the word that describes the energy of 7s. Now, because we're talking about energy, and of course there is a spectrum, we have highs and lows, negatives, positives, things like that. And so as a 7, you have the potential to be introspective when you're vibrating high. And when you're vibrating low, that energy tends to look like, someone that may be self-centered. Okay, so we fluctuate between introspective versus self-centered. So I'm going to start by pulling 3 oracle cards. We'll take note of the card on the bottom. I'll pull 3 numerology cards, and then we'll do a 9-card box spread with tarot. Alrighty, 7. So you have the potential to be very logical. At times you may feel like you are reserved, but you're very knowledgeable and studious, naturally intuitive. And so I just keep getting the image of the Hermit card, so going within, analyzing, listening to your inner voice. Those are things that come natural to you. That doesn't take much work for you based on the energy that you naturally possess. So our first card out of the Oracle deck is Fellow Travelers. Support is all around you. Next card out, we have Surrendering to the Journey. Release control. We'll pull one more. That was a little too many. So right away, we have traveling, we have journey. And so Spirit is saying that you are in motion, you are in action, and you are moving from one phase to the next, from one experience to another. And this is something that you are doing by yourself. Now, if this isn't taking place, in the physical world where you can see it, this is definitely happening within you, right? And so Spirit is saying that along the way, as you continue to move forward, those that are like-minded, those that can assist you, support you, advocate for what you're doing in your own life, they will appear. Right. And it's by progressing in this journey that you will find the people that you need. You will find your tribe. And as you take this journey, you have to be willing to surrender and to not require that things look and feel a certain way. Spirit is asking you to just enjoy the journey. All that is necessary will come to pass. And that's because divine is in control. It's nothing that you need to be, that you need to play a hand in. Like, you don't have to be trying to, take note of all the details. You don't need to get nervous if something doesn't look a certain way, feel a certain way. Like, you don't have to worry. You just have to surrender and realize that this journey will give you all that you need, but you have to show up very authentically and holistically. Another card that talks about some type of travel, but it's really about growth within self. We have Voyage of the Heart. Love flows through you and to you. And so if this is an emotional shift within you that's taking place, this is about the healing and the regenerating and the growth of the heart. And many experiences that happen to us that don't always feel good are necessary because they trigger that internal space to really come alive. And then at the bottom of this deck, we have a message that says, begin now, take your first step. So whatever the now is, whatever it is that you are pursuing, longing for, whatever it is that you want to see in your life, this is the opportune time for you to make that happen. But remember, as a 7, you're analytical. That's the potential that you have. But we can't be cynical. We can't be overly analytical. We can't distrust this process. We just have to release and let go. And that's easier said than done, especially when you are gifted to be a person that's just, naturally logical, right? And so for you to do something without a lot of thought, sometimes that can provoke fear. So next to fellow travelers, we have understanding and enlightening. So the support that is around you, these are going to be people that understand your mission, understand your energy. They just understand the spirit that you possess because they too are enlightened as you are. And they will be able to cooperate with you and help you adjust as you adapt to the new that's coming in. Next to surrendering the journey, release control, we have diplomatic and warm. And so this is the energy of just going with the flow, of just really working with what arises and not being so cautious about the new. And then we have warm. And I just think that just means, being in a space that's comfortable and joyful within, even if it's the unknown. This is somebody that is a companion. They just feel good, right? And so this is almost the energy that you need to provide to yourself to keep that momentum moving forward. You have to be your own best partner. You have to be your own advocate. And in the event that you don't know how to show up for yourself, that's where spirit comes in. And that's where you just need to trust and surrender and realize that something much bigger is in control of this. Next to voyage of the heart, we have responsible and protective. Energy of 6. So 6 is a number of love. It's the number of responsibility. These are people that don't, they exist because they like to see others prosper, right? 6s are very selfless. Sometimes they can be self-deprecating. So when spirit talks about love flowing through you, into you, it means that your heart space possesses something that others need and others require. And it's your commitment to serving others as you serve self that is really going to allow your heart to open up, to transition, to transform, not only you, but also those that you cross paths with, right? At the bottom of the deck, we have low vibes of 6, boring, overly protective, and savior complex. So we're going to pair that with take your first step and to begin now. Sometimes we're hesitant to begin what is destined for us personally because we have commitments and responsibilities to others and they just won't understand. Maybe we just have day-to-day tasks. Maybe just the way our life is packaged, a lot of what we do is to serve others. We feel like we have to protect them, but you can only offer what you have first offered to yourself, right? And so if you have something within you, within your heart space that others require, you have to step away. And, you kind of have to repair yourself. You have to heal yourself. You have to grow yourself. You have to release certain things. And in order to serve people, so, being responsible and protective, those are high vibrations of love, but overly protective and savior complex, those are lower vibrations, right? That's that self-deprecating energy. And so if that is an aspect of yourself that you have to transform based on how you show up in relationships and what you allow, this is something that you will see shift in you, being able to not feel like you have to be a martyr. Right? You understand where your boundaries begin and end, and that would be true for others in your life. And so you're a lover, you're a healer, you're a helper, but you understand that we all have a responsibility to self, and everybody has the capability um, to be their own answer, right? So whatever it is that you are embarking on, this is when you begin. You need to begin now. You need to take your first step. And whatever that is, just doing a little bit every day. A little bit every day goes a long way, right? And you build up the confidence. And then the momentum begins to increase, right? So think of something that you can do in regards to the mission that you know without a doubt that you are supposed to be beginning and going after. So now we're going to do a 9-card box spread. And the first card normally gives us the center of the 9 cards. So we have Page of Pentacles. And so pages, these can be cards that are receiving a message, giving a message, pursuing a download that they've received. And so a pentacle talks about stability, security, something tangible in the earthly realm that you would like to see grow, manifest in your own life, right? And so when we're talking about the court cards, we have page, knights, kings, and queens. And so these all represent different levels of mastery. And so the page is like the novice, a little clumsy because they really haven't acquired this skill. The knights take this message, they take this mission that the page is now, attentive to, and they pursue it. So the knights pursue this pentacle. They say, I have this pentacle, this is what I want to do with it. But the pages are not yet in motion. They're just kind of like still receiving the downloads, and they are they're in the planning phase. So you have the planning pages, you have the knights who are in pursuit, and then you have those kings and queens, that mastery. So you are at the beginning stages of whatever it is that you would like to see take place. And like I said, you have to trust not in yourself, but in the divine, and release yourself to this journey, to this mission. Know that whatever you have received within, that you should pursue, that you should nurture, that you should grow, that is by divine design. That's not by accident that you are seeking something to bring alive. Now, next to this Page of Pentacles, we have the Three of Pentacles. So this is a card of creativity. This is a card of being artistic. Threes are about joy. And so we have someone, that's practicing their craft. We have a person who could be admiring, giving feedback. But nonetheless, this is a card of collaboration. You need everybody in this card in order to make that pentacle, make those pentacles represent just the camaraderie that it takes. So you have the model, you have the artist, but then you have the feedback of someone that's been there, done that, right? And so this is about while you are on this journey, right? Whatever it is that you would like to see, whatever it is that you would like to create and establish tangibly, it brings you joy, and others can identify with that, right? And that takes us back to that fellow traveler. Support is all around you. And so you do have a team available to you, whether it's in the earthly realm or the spiritual realm, that's here to help you pursue this mission. All right, we have 2 more tarot, and then we'll jump in. Okay. So the middle row typically talks about our current reality. The bottom row talks about where we came from. It could talk about something hidden, unknown, something in our subconscious. It could talk about baggage that we have brought to this reality that we are now in, something that we learned was necessary. And then the top row talks about, what we're progressing to, what we're thinking about, what lies next. Okay. So we'll get one more, and then we'll take note of the card on the bottom of the deck. So far, I said that this is a 9-card box spread. And out of the 8 cards that are present, we have Wheel of Fortune, Justice, and Judgment. And those are 3 cards that are major life changes, shifts in your life where once these things take place, it'll never be the same. And so typically the other cards, that talk about the different energies of the suits, those are kind of like the day-to-day things that you endure. But again, this is major life change. And here's another one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 4 total? Yeah. And at the bottom of the deck, we have 9 of Cups. And so 9 of Cups is about being, just really living in this energy of self-love, of pursuing the things that bring you joy. It's a selfless energy. It's to the point where you have gotten almost to the end of the journey of the cups. The 10 of Cups is after this. And this is where you join with others to create a family, to really practice unconditional love. But you have done the work, or this is about you doing the work in yourself so that you can continue to be an asset to others. And remember, going back to the voyage of the heart, love flows through you and to you. And so with the 9 of Cups, this is somebody who's very emotionally balanced. They're available. They understand themselves. They understand what love is. They understand how to offer themselves. This energy can at times feel healing, right? When somebody is stable within their heart space. That's just a very powerful energy to accomplish. And we talk about selflessness because in numerology, 9s are people who serve, just natural humanitarians. But in order to give to others, you have to have something to give. So this is an energy of your tank being full, right? And it wasn't easy to acquire those cups. It wasn't easy. You had to endure the entire journey of the cups to become just 1 cup away from completion. And you made it. And so this is what you are progressing to. And then this spread will kind of tell us about the details, how to get us there, right? But in general, this is about self-love. This is about emotional stability and just you being available and open to the beauty that life offers, and you agreeing that you are an asset and that you'll be an asset to others by working on self and by opening up yourself. So Page of Pentacles, there's something that you want to pursue, something that you want to create. And so before that, we have the Three of Pentacles. And so, there are people that are going to be available to you that can collaborate you, that will feel very warm, very diplomatic, very cooperative, people that will support you, right? And maybe in the past, this is an energy that you didn't have, but in your current reality, this is what you will draw to you as you surrender to this journey, as you release the need to control. So once you accept this pentacle and you develop a plan, then we have Judgment. And so Judgment is it's rectifying the things that happened, behind the scenes, in the light. This is where things become balanced, right? And so as you pursue something, as you look to grow something, you are shifting your energy and you are ridding yourself of the things that came before this. It's almost like you're free. You're free. You're free to be you. You're free to pursue you. And this could be a judgment. This could be a space in your life that allows you Just the opportunity to pursue your passion, your mission, that could be the reward based on the judgment that was called down upon, just your life and your situation. Finally having people to collaborate with, finally aligning yourself with your spiritual mission, right? And it's because of this judgment, this divine order that is coming through, that is opening up this path for you to be able to do this. Now, beneath the Three of Pentacles, we have justice, right? And this is where things are fair and we're kind of balancing the scales. And it's a card of equality. And so we have responsible and protective, diplomatic, warm, collaboration and fairness. So I feel like, at some point, you felt like sometimes the people that you were around, sometimes people that you were working with, sometimes people that spoke as if they were pursuing the same thing in life that you desired, right? The people, the people that you thought were on your team, at some point they weren't, right? But then there's justice, which brings truth, it brings clarity, and it brings fairness. And so now you are being given an opportunity to pursue something, to nurture, to grow something. And you have a team of like-minded people that are going to be available to you, like you possibly did not have before. So justice also brings in this Ace of Pentacles. That's the exact pentacle that you're holding, right? And so this is Spirit saying that I'm going to offer you something for what you have endured, right? And I feel like you endured things that really pierced your heart in some kind of way, because it talks about this voyage of the heart. And, you could be looking for people who are just as protective of you as you are of them. You could be looking for people who show up in the same energy as you have shown up for them. So Spirit, in a sense, is saying congratulations for what you've endured. You've earned something. You've achieved something. And now it's time for you to turn it into something bigger, turn it into something grand. And so that's the justice. Along this journey, you are going to find people like you have never found before, people who vibrate with you, who admire you, who support you, without any hidden agendas, right? Spirit's offering you this pentacle to see what you can do with it, right? And what you decide to do with it really determines what happens next for you. And it's okay to, be a novice. It's okay to not really know all the details. But you're really not supposed to. You're really supposed to absorb this space of newness. You're supposed to feel off balanced, because this is really a spiritual journey. This is you realizing that you don't have to do all the work anymore. Not only are you going to have your soul tribe show up in different aspects, but you and Spirit are going to be aligning, and you are going to have access to Spirit like you probably haven't had before. You typically were the one to do all the work. You were typically the one to think for everybody, because maybe it seemed like others just, they just weren't showing up, which puts you in that space of distrusting, which is why we always want to control, because we typically have seen people do what people do, but that's a space that you can now leave. So justice brings in something fair, something that you deserve. You're finally being rewarded for all that you've endured. Spirit is offering you something tangible, something that you can turn, into something fruitful, plentiful, something abundant. And next we have the Two of Pentacles, and this is the energy of gaining stability. This is the energy of taking, that one pentacle and then growing it. And this is an energy of doing this alone, right? So, before you pull in this Three of Pentacles, before you get the collaborators, you have to have done something with it first, right? And so this is kind of where you wear many hats. This is where you're busy. This is where you're trying out ideas. This is, where you're trying to get your groove. You're trying to find a rhythm to this newness that has been given to you as a result of all the work and all that you endured and learned in the past. And so once you get to a certain space where you are willing to give, a lot, where you're willing to give a lot of yourself. Once you get to a space where you can kind of materialize that one pentacle into more, the more you do with it, the more you attract, and that comes in the form of support for you. So looking at this top row, this is where we talk about fellow travelers. Support is all around you. People that are understanding and people that are enlightened. These are like the way showers. These are people that are kind of like the light in the world. You know what I mean? So sometimes when you get to those dark spots and you're unsure of where to go, these are like the little light bulbs, the little lanterns that give you the, confidence, that give you a spark, that give you confirmation. This is what will happen as you walk on this path. And so we have the Seven of Swords above the Three of Pentacles. So Three of Pentacles, we have people working together to pursue something, artistic and creative. And right above that, we have the Seven of Swords. And typically the Seven of Swords talks about doing something in the dark, being dishonest, possibly stealing, somebody that just operates without integrity. And after that, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And so in the past, you could have been working with people who didn't understand your mission, who weren't enlightened, who were just very low vibrational. And anything that you wanted to create and manifest, it was almost like, you would take 5 steps forward, but because of the people that were around you, it was almost like you would go 3 steps back, right? And so you could never really advance. You never really got to see progress just because the energy surrounding whatever it is that you wanted to create in your life, it was just toxic. It was dark, right? Their intentions were only out for self, and they were protecting themselves at the detriment of you. And so that is an energy where justice is now showing up to provide you the support you need. But it's also saying, guess what? The Wheel of Fortune, something is shifting. That was a time and a space where those people, those situations, anything you were involved in, that energy, that Seven of Swords represents a past experience, right? And it's the way that you made it through. And it's the way that you maintained your dignity. And it's the way that you did not waver from who you were as a person that is now going to turn this wheel in your favor, right? And so your fortune is coming to you. Good luck is coming to you. But you have to trust. When we're talking about the energies of sevens, these are people who spend a lot of their time. Their world is within, right? And unfortunately, you always have to go in and to heal and to repair yourself. And if that's something that you always have to do, when times shift, you may not know that you don't have to do that anymore because the people and the experiences that you are attracting and that are being drawn to you are actually for you. Like they're healthy. They're of a different creed. And so you don't have to be over analytical or rely on your ego to tell you if something is safe. This is a new time. It's a new space. So what is required of you is the star. This is where you get to make a wish, right? This is where you see those stars and you wish upon them and you wish for healing. You have hope. You have faith. Right? This is where all those things that were taken from you from the inside out, this is where you get to restore them. And so this is an energy that is available to you. And so Spirit is saying, to open yourself up and to dream again, right? All the things that were lost, all the things that were taken, all the deceitful situations that you had to make it through, those are now a part of the past. And this is where we get to that energy of the Nine of Cups. This is where you start to fill your cups. This is where you repair, you heal, and you pursue the mission at hand. And this does take risks because, when we're going on a journey, this is a journey of self. This is mostly a journey that you will walk alone. Yes, you will have supporters that come out during different times but this is really about a journey through self. And you will learn to appreciate the newness that is coming into your life. It will be refreshing. It will restore you. But you had to know that those dark moments, those dark people, those dark things that you were involved in with others, sometimes not every organization or company or job is for us. Not every relationship, not every family member is for us. And instead of always going inside your health, inside of yourself to heal the damage that others did, now Spirit is with you. Spirit has brought out justice. Spirit has called judgment. You have this wheel of fortune available to you. Like, you really have such beautiful energy available to you as you repair and as you build and as you really just get your heart in shape for what's to come. And this is only one cup away from that unconditional love that you can have in like a family setting. But this is first what you must do alone, right? And all of those situations that were low vibrational and toxic and untrue, dishonest, they taught you something. And when things feel uncomfortable, when things cause us pain, those are indicators that we need to change something, right? And so, sevens, you have the potential to love yourself like you've never been loved before. And by loving yourself, it's almost like you are filling up your gas tank with endless power. And you will take that power and you will pursue whatever it is that you want to see manifest in your life. Spirit has given you this gift. Spirit will give you the support. Spirit is available to you when things seem dark. But whatever it is, you have to begin now. You have to take the first step. And so being hesitant is natural. And that's logical, especially when we look at our past and we think about where we came from. But this is a new time. And in order to capitalize on this time, and in order to really get to the end, in order to see what it is you desire, you have to kind of like jump in with both feet. You have to do it afraid. You have to do it afraid. So this is like a really, really, really beautiful reading. And it wasn't easy. When Justice and Judgment come out and Wheel of Fortune comes out, and they are all in your favor, when Spirit is gifting you this pentacle, at one point you had to deal with loss, regret, sadness, grief, but this is a new time. This is a new time. Every one of these major cards reveal a shift. It's indicating that the past should be in the past because what's to come is beautiful. And you are about to understand new things about yourself. And because of what you endured, you have something to offer others. And they need you. They absolutely need you. So fill your cups, love yourself, trust the situation. Use your intuition like you normally do, but not from a place where you need to protect yourself, right? Use it from a place of enlightenment and understanding for self and just the human condition, what it means to be human, what it means to be a spirit in a human vessel. Okay, sevens, I hope this was helpful. The main message is just to begin now. Take care.